Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bianca if you are new, and we are finally in spooky season, which means it is time for my October TBR. So I have two readathons I want to participate in October, and one is month long, and then the other is from, I believe, October 27th to October 31st, Halloween. So the first readathon is Spookopoly, which is hosted by Becca. This is her Bookopoly readathon, but she decided she'd make it spooky this year and have it in October. So that's gonna be lots of fun. So I do have books for that. And then Jody from Vanilla Moon is hosting Vampathon again this year. And I also have books for that. So I will have both of the announcement videos for these readathons listed down below in the description if you are interested, along with all of the books that I mentioned like I do normally. So let's get into the prompts. So for Vampathon, Jody made a list of 16 prompts, and you can obviously combine prompts and things like that. So since this was the longer one, I went through and I listed books for this. Let's go over the prompts real quick. So number one is a book to sink your teeth into. This was described as anything you really want to read, or it can be a vampire book. You can really put any type of spin you want on it. Then you have two, which is vampire book to movie. This is a book about vampires that was turned into a movie. And then 3 is paranormal supernatural romance. 4 is a gothic or spooky cover. 5 is a supernatural main character. 6 is a spooky graphic novel or manga. 7 is blood on the cover. 8 is a book with a gothic setting. 9 is horror. 10 is blood used as magic. 11 is a thriller or a murder mystery. 12 is read a book in the dark. 13 is a book with witchy vibes. 14 is a book set in a school. 15 is a book that frightens you. And 16 is a spooky rom-com. So for this, the book to sink your teeth into, I chose The Scarlet Veil by Shelby Maharan. This is her most recent release. It is the 4th book in the Serpent and Dove series. This is really just a continuation of the world. It doesn't actually follow Lou and Reed from the first 3 books. It follows a side character, Cicely, and one of Reed's friends from the witch hunters group he was a part of. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly what this is about, but I believe Cicely has joined that group as the first woman inducted into the Brotherhood or whatever, and they're trying to solve something, I believe. So a vampire book to movie. For this one, I chose Carmilla by Sheridan Le Fanu. I started reading this book last year and I got distracted or something, and I put it down and didn't pick it back up. I got to page 36. So I do want to pick this up and finish it, but I'm also going to put this one under gothic and spooky cover. I can also do supernatural main character, and there's no blood on the cover. Book with a gothic setting. It can also be a horror, and that's about it. But this book can be used for a lot of different prompts, so pick this one up. Then for spooky graphic novel or manga, I decided to finally pick up Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. I've had this book for years and I've never actually read it. It's about 2 friends who are working their last year at a pumpkin maze for Halloween. I believe both of them are going off to college next year, and this will be the last time they are home to do it. So it's got fun, spooky vibes. They're in a corn maze. So I figured this would be the perfect time to pick that up. Next, we have Blood on the Cover, and for this one, I chose King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett St. Clair. This is a supernatural romance, fantasy romance, about Isolde, who is set to marry the vampire king Adrian. She is sent as an assassin to attempt to kill him, and he discovers she wants to kill him and says, if you do, I'm going to turn you into a vampire, and she doesn't want that. So this is the first book in the series. The second one is Queen of Myth and Monsters, which I also have. So we'll see how I feel about this. But I think this is blood right here that's holding the roses. It looks like it anyway. So the next one is Blood Used as Magic. And for this one, I chose an old reread, and that is Guilty Pleasures by Laurel K. Hamilton. This is a adult romance series. This is the first book in like 29 books. But in this one, the main character, Anita Blake, is a necromancer, and she actually uses blood to raise zombies. So, blood as magic. Next, we have a thriller or murder mystery, and for that, I'm gonna go with Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the second book in the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I read the first one a couple years back, and I do want to continue and finish the series. So in this one, the things that happened in the last book have passed. Pip has, I believe, moved on to college, and then someone she knows goes missing, and the police just aren't giving it the attention she believes it deserves. So she decides she's going to step in and look for her friend. So I'm interested in that. I'm just a little hesitant about the last book because I've heard it's an open-ended ending, and I need an ending. I need to know what happens, but we'll tackle that one when I get to it. Next, we have a book with witchy vibes, and for this one, I went with The Enchanted Hacienda by J.C. Cervantes. This one has been described as an adult Encanto, and it just sounds so amazing. In this one, the main character's family runs a like florist business, but all of their flowers are magic, and they cause the meanings for the flowers actually like translate or something. And the main character has recently been fired from her job. She's recently broken up with her boyfriend, and she comes home and she's kind of at loose ends about what to do. But I do believe there is another romance that she kind of encounters while she's home, but we'll see what happens because it sounds really good. Then we have Set in a School, and for this one I chose A Study in Drowning, which is by Ava Reed, and this is her newest release. I don't know much about this one, but I believe she is attending school. She's investigating an author with this other guy, and then these things start happening. I'm not really sure, but from what I read, what I remember, it sounds very good, so I really look forward to picking that up.
Okay, so I'm realizing as I'm editing this video that A Study in Drowning does not take place in a school. It takes place in a manor, so I'm gonna have to rethink what book I want to pick for this prompt, but I am gonna still try and read A Study in Drowning. The book sounds really good, but I will let you know what I pick up for the takes place in a school prompt.
The next one is a book that frightens me, and I'm gonna count Carmilla for that because I had a lot of trouble just getting into it last time. So it does kind of frighten me that it's kind of like a classic, and I'm not great at classics, so that's gonna count for that. And then we have a spooky rom-com, and for this one I chose A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley. Hawley. I did start this one a couple months ago, and I didn't get very far into it, but I really enjoyed what I was reading, so I do look forward to finishing this one. It is about a woman who really struggles with her magic. She's great at working with plants, and she's her powers gear more towards that, but then her mother pressures her to focus her magic on spell casting and things like that, and she's not great at it, but she tries to, I can't remember exactly what she's trying to do. I believe she's trying to summon something or get rid of something, and she accidentally summons a demon, and he refuses to leave until he takes her soul, and she's not going to give him that. So this sounds really great. I very much am enjoying the writing style, and there's another book coming out in this same world that I believe follows the main character's best friend that I very much look forward to picking up. Next, we move on to Becca's Spookoplathon. On this one, you get a playboard, and you have to roll dice to go around the board. It's like Monopoly. And then when you land on the different prompts, those are the prompts you pick. So I rolled 6 to start, and my first roll I landed on a small book, which is a book that's under 300 pages, and for this one I chose Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. This is a gothic read. I've been wanting to get more into classics, expand my reading tastes, and I've heard this is really good. I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but it's got some great quotes to it. This is the Word Cloud Classic edition, and I very much am interested in this. I'm a little nervous because, like I said, I'm not the best when it comes to classics. They tend to bore me or confuse me, and I struggle a lot with that. So a little hesitant about this, but I still do want to branch out into classics. So I'm gonna pick this up. Then I got Spoopy, which is described as things that are spooky but not scary, like a kid's Halloween movie. For this prompt, you were looking for something that embodies the spooky season, but without the fear element. And for this one, I decided to also count A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I'm gonna have to kind of push it towards the end of the month, but that's still something that I want to use for this. And then for my third role, I got Daphne du Maurier. And as you know, Daphne du Maurier is the queen of dark, haunting, atmospheric literature. So for this one, you need to read a gothic story. And for this one, I chose Hollow by Karina Halley. This is a Sleepy Hollow retelling, but it is a dark romance. It is MMF, so it is a poly romance, but it just sounds really good. So in this one, Katrina Van Tassel, likes to be referred to as Cat, is a witch, and she has been promised to Brom Bones since she was a child, only for Brom Bones to disappear for 4 years. And as a result, Katrina's mom has her attend the school that Katrina's aunts run, and there she meets Ichabod Crane, and things happen. There is spice, so look out for that. There are also trigger warnings that I can't remember off the top of my head, but they are listed in the book. Hollow is also available on KU if you're interested. Next, I rolled Broken Mirrors, and for this one, Broken Mirrors is read a book with mirror on the front or in the title, cracks on the cover, or a reflected style cover. Now for this one, I went with a reflected style cover, and I chose Pride and Premeditation by Tirza Price. So this is kind of like a Pride and Prejudice retelling with mystery and murder mixed into it. I don't exactly know what it's about, but I do know it's based off Pride and Prejudice, and that was really all I needed, and that was enough for me. And then for this next one, I landed on Jigsaw, and for this one, it was a book that features a game, trials, or tournaments, and I decided to continue my read of Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I do want to finish this trilogy before I read Once Upon a Broken Heart, because I do know you get to meet Jax in Finale, which is the last book, and I know it's like a really you have to read the series first, but I'm weird like that and I want to. So I do want to read this one first, and it does have Caraval, which is kind of like a game, and Scarlett's sister is taken and she has to retrieve her before the end of Caraval. So I do look forward to picking this up again. I only got to chapter 9 the last time, and I have this really gorgeous Caraval bookmark that has been sitting in here for months because I think I picked this up in June or July, but I do look forward to finishing this. And then the last one I landed on was a big book, which is something that is over 500 pages. And for this one, I have two choices about what I could possibly read. I'm not sure which way I want to go with this, because I could pick up House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This one is 799 pages, so I could pick this one up, but I could also continue on with the From Blood and Ash series with The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This one is 645 pages. So I'm not exactly sure which way I want to go with this yet. I have started this, but I'm gonna have to restart it because I don't remember anything that I read. But I've just heard that this goes downhill really fast, and I love this series so much, so I'm scared about continuing on with it, even though I have the next book and then the books from the companion series. So I don't know. But I do want to continue this one, but I do also want to read this one, but I don't know if I should finish Throne of Glass first, and I'm only on the second book, and that's not over 500 pages. So we'll see which one I pick up. It could be either one of these. And that's my TBR for now. I mean, for Spookopoly, I'm obviously gonna roll more dice, but as I finish. But for now, those are the books that are on my TBR. So these are the books so far, and I'm really hoping I don't burn out, because I tend to burn out if I read too much at the beginning of the month. I really have to learn to spread out my books a little bit more, and since Vampathon is towards the end of the month, I don't want to burn out before I get to that. So here we have have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But we have 8 because I'm either going to read House of Earth and Blood or The Crown of Gilded Bones. I'm probably not going to read both. So it's one or the other. But so far, this is what I have, along with whichever books I got from the library and Kindle Unlimited. So we'll see how that goes. Are you guys participating in Spookathon or in Vampathon? Let me know down below in the comments. I will have all of the books I mentioned down there. I will have all of the books I mentioned in the description down below. If you're not participating, even if you are, please let me know what you're reading this month. I would love to hear about any books you're interested in. I love talking to you guys down in the comments. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and don't forget to pick up a good book. Bye.